Nobody believed the old photograph at first. Inside a dusty wooden cabin, Ethan Cole carefully lifted the burned image into the sunlight. The faded picture showed a massive steam train disappearing into snowy mountains, while soldiers guarded heavy gold crates during the final days of the American Civil War. Days later, Ethan searched through forgotten military archives beneath an old museum basement. Hidden inside an ancient wooden military chest, he discovered a secret compartment containing mysterious railway documents and an old map marked with strange warning symbols no historian had ever seen before. As Ethan unfolded the torn railway map across the wooden table, his heart began racing. Written beside the mountain route were chilling words: Black Ridge Tunnel. Someone had hidden the location for over 100 years, and the secrets connected to the lost train were finally resurfacing. Ethan gathered a small team and traveled toward the frozen Colorado mountains. Marcus the explorer, Olivia the filmmaker, and Daniel the engineer joined the dangerous expedition. Their old Jeep moved through endless snowy roads while massive mountain peaks towered beneath the bright blue American sky. When the team arrived at the isolated mountain town, the atmosphere immediately felt strange. Nervous locals silently watched them from the streets. Inside a wooden saloon, an old bartender slowly warned Ethan that Black Ridge Mountain contained secrets that were never meant to be discovered again. The next morning, the team climbed deep into the frozen forest, carrying cameras, supplies, and survival gear. Bright sunlight reflected across the snow-covered ground, while giant pine trees surrounded the narrow mountain trails. Olivia continued filming as the dangerous journey moved farther into the wilderness. Suddenly, Marcus stopped walking and uncovered something buried beneath the snow. It was a railroad spike, polished and strangely clean despite its age. The discovery shocked everyone. Ethan realized this meant someone else had recently traveled through the mountains, searching for the lost train. After hours of searching through heavy snow and freezing winds, Daniel discovered a giant steel door hidden within the mountain itself. Rust and ice covered the entrance, but faded letters above the doorway clearly spelled the words Black Ridge. The legendary tunnel was finally real. With flashlights in hand, the team slowly entered the ancient underground tunnel. Old train tracks disappeared deep into the darkness, while cold air echoed through the stone walls. Every step felt dangerous, as centuries of forgotten history surrounded them beneath the mountain. Then they heard it. A distant metallic sound echoed through the tunnel, like iron wheels moving underground. Ethan and the others froze in fear. No trains had entered these tunnels for more than 100 years, yet the strange sounds continued, growing louder in the darkness. The tunnel suddenly opened into a gigantic hidden chamber, and the team stood speechless before an enormous black steam train covered in dust and ice. Sunlight entered through cracks above the cavern, illuminating the legendary lost gold train of America, hidden beneath the mountain for generations. Marcus forced open one of the giant wooden crates beside the train. Inside were stacks of shining gold bars, untouched for over a century. Golden reflections filled the chamber as excitement exploded across the team's faces. The greatest hidden treasure in American history had finally been discovered. Olivia quickly filmed every corner of the underground chamber, while Ethan examined the train itself. Rusted military symbols covered the old locomotive, and abandoned weapons lay scattered nearby. The deeper they explored, the more it became clear that this place protected something far darker than gold. Daniel suddenly noticed a second set of footprints pressed into the dirt beside the ancient tracks. The prints looked fresh. Someone else was inside the mountain with them. Fear spread through the chamber as the team realized they were no longer alone inside Black Ridge Tunnel. Out of the darkness appeared an old man wearing a black military coat covered in dust and snow. He stood silently beside the lost train before warning the team to leave immediately. His pale face and cold voice revealed that he had guarded this terrible secret for decades. Ignoring the warning, Marcus greedily grabbed several gold bars and stuffed them into his backpack. Ethan tried stopping him, but Marcus refused to listen. The treasure had consumed him completely. Deep inside the collapsing chamber, the hidden mountain secret was beginning to awaken once again. Without warning, a massive explosion shook the underground tunnel. Rocks crashed from the ceiling while train tracks twisted apart beneath their feet. Dust filled the air as the ancient chamber violently collapsed around them. The legendary lost train was being buried forever inside the mountain. The team desperately sprinted through collapsing tunnels while explosions thundered behind them. Ethan pulled Olivia forward moments before the cave walls shattered apart. Bright daylight finally appeared ahead as they escaped the collapsing mountain, barely surviving the deadly disaster beneath Black Ridge. As the sun rose across the snowy mountains, Black Ridge collapsed completely beneath snow, stone, and ice. The hidden tunnel disappeared forever, sealing the lost train deep underground once again. Marcus never escaped, and the mountain reclaimed the treasure that history had forgotten. Weeks later, Ethan secretly opened a classified military file taken from the train before the collapse. Inside were hidden government documents connected to dangerous wartime experiments. The lost gold train had carried more than treasure. It carried secrets the world was never supposed to uncover.